This is Energy Matters. Our next guest is the safety director at B&I Coal Center Mine. Jeff Forsberg joins us on our Energy Matters hotline. Jeff, how are you?
Good. How about you, Scott?
Good. Good to chat with you again and appreciate the time. We've visited with Jeff before in our North Dakota Safety Council safety minutes that we do. And safety, of course, the North Dakota Safety Council and WSI talk about again and again and again, and all of these individual companies, is such an important really way of life. It isn't a program. It isn't a manual. It's a way of life in the energy sector. And Jeff, I thought it'd be fun today for folks to understand how proud you folks are about the safety records you have at North Dakota's mines. Tell us a little bit about how we do it in North Dakota.
Well, a lot of it has to do. First thing, I appreciate the fact that you said that. That it's it's got to be an ingrained system. It's a valued system. One thing that we look at is it's not just programs and policies. It's a teaching of our employees and carrying the safety not only at work, from 9 to 5, but take it home with you and making sure that it's a very important part of your lives. And as the onboarding process for us, a lot of times you're looking at just on the mine site, just the basics. You get 24 hours of training that's required just to get on to the site. And then on top of that, we go above and beyond that between a week to 3 weeks with an employee before they'll even begin to touch a piece of equipment.
So give me a little rundown on how do you I guess write up a report card, for lack of a better term. How do we keep tabs on the safety records of the mines in North Dakota and how we're doing, and are we better this month than we were the same month a year ago, and that kind of thing?
Oh, absolutely. How we keep track of it is it's a day-to-day basis with our employees. What we want to do is, for example, when they're operating a new piece of equipment, what we're doing is making certain that they're task trained on that. So it's anything from it could be a pressure washer to a 4,800 ton machine. There's onboarding process that they'll work with in order to prove that they can maintain and operate that in a safe and effective manner at the same time. So
that's very interesting. And none of this happens by accident. No pun intended. But this is there's the I guess the really rigid safety program behind it comes from that intensive training, right?
Absolutely. We're covered under the Mine Safety and Health Administration, which really oversees what we're doing, and we got to follow those guidelines also, along with what's above and beyond it, and we're also subject to inspections, from the federal agencies, for example, with annual audits, or a couple times a year they'll actually come in and spend anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks on site to make sure that we are following the policies and procedures. Along with that, they want to take a look at how our employees and how we as a company work together and how well we work together, and making sure we accomplish that task.
Another question I have is, new employees. If I said, Jeff, I want to go to work for your center mine there, the B&I Coal Center Mine, and put me to work, and I check out, I'm hired. From the day I'm hired to the day I'm actually on the job, what kind of training program is there?
What they will do originally, they'll come onto the site. They'll get some hazard training. They won't even get onto the property per se for at least at a minimum for a brand new miner. We're looking at 24 hours before they'll even be able to get outside and really start looking at the mine. And that's strictly classroom. We'll cover anywhere from electrical safety to health hazards to dust hazards to communications. All these things will take place prior to them even actually going out. And then we'll go out and do a site visit, and we'll explain and have open conversations with them about all of that takes place and how it ties in together. And then after that, what they'll do is they'll go into spending time with each supervisor and spending more of getting to know who they are and really how they communicate together, and in order to accomplish that goal.
And is that evolved over time? If I took that job today versus 20 years ago, seasoned employees are now being replaced by new employees. Are they getting training different than the folks they're replacing?
A lot of the subject matter is the same from when this was established in 1977, but what has changed is how much more serious that we look at it, not just meeting policies and guidelines, but really just building that culture into the employees and understanding the value of safety is, again, not just a 9 to 5. It's really, it has to be an ingrained system that we're constantly watching that and, seeing if they truly do get that.
Great stuff. Jeff, thanks for the update, and thanks for making safety part of the culture in North Dakota's coal country. We appreciate the good work that's done that makes sure that those good folks that are providing affordable, reliable energy go home to their families today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Scott.
Good to talk to you. Jeff Forsberg, who's the safety director at B&I Coal's Center Mine.